Hi guys. Welcome to our channel. Today we are discussing a movie in which two colleagues get stuck in an elevator during a Valentine's Day weekend. A romantic relationship develops between them at first, but each begins to reveal their true selves over time, leading to unfortunate events. Check the title of the movie in the description. At the movie's beginning, we see scenes of someone carving a painting on a metal surface. Then, at the end of a work week on Friday, a woman named Jennifer Robbins is trying to text her fiancé on the eve of Valentine's Day and get back to her relationship. Still, she gives up after a little pause. On the other hand, a man named Guy regularly enters the bathroom, and his pants accidentally get wet. After putting in a lot of effort in every possible way, he finally succeeds in drying his pants. Jennifer looks at the ticket she bought to go to New York and visit her fiancé, and to surprise him, she leaves there so she doesn't miss the flight. And she takes some chocolate while leaving. Guy also leaves the bathroom while carrying a bottle of drink with him and seems to be more focused on his phone. Jennifer enters the elevator from the 49th floor. When she reaches the 42nd floor, Guy hurriedly asks her to prevent the elevator from closing so he can get on. After a short conversation about their plans for Valentine's Day, Guy notices a painting on the elevator's wall and shows it to Jennifer. In the meantime, the elevator suddenly stops moving, and both of them are shocked by what happened. The elevator buttons no longer work, and the elevator seems to have a technical problem. However, the screen is still on. Their efforts to open the door are useless, and on the other hand, it is clear that all the employees have left the company, and no one is in there. Jennifer says she doesn't want to be stuck in this there until Tuesday. They both talk about their jobs in this building. Jennifer is an accounting supervisor in a company on the 49th floor, and Guy works in an accounting office on the 42nd floor. After a few minutes, they both get frustrated and scream for help. Still, no one can hear them, so she tries to find a way out of the elevator roof with his help, but it's still useless. Hours have passed since they were locked in the elevator when they suddenly look at each other and decide to get to know each other and introduce themselves. After that, Jennifer feels thirsty, and Guy gives her his water bottle in good faith. In return, she gives him a chocolate and says that they should keep their foods because maybe no one will come to rescue them until Tuesday. After 4 hours, Jennifer needs to go to the bathroom, but she can't, and she suffers because of this. On the other hand, she is tormented by this issue. Guy says he has no problem and gives her his coat to pee on. But Jennifer doesn't accept and finally agrees to Guy's offer to pee in her empty flask, provided he doesn't look and hold his ears. She says she is sorry for what she did, but Guy understands and explains that this situation could happen to anyone. Jennifer informs that she missed her flight and starts carving a girl next to the painting carved on the elevator wall. They play together to eliminate this boredom and start talking about themselves and their partners. Guy says he is not with anyone right now, and is somehow involved in a complicated relationship with his job. On the other hand, Jennifer explained that she did not have anyone waiting for her, or knowing she was missing. She says that the flight and what was supposed to happen was a surprise, but she doesn't explain more.
Someone who didn't even know it was coming. Quite the pair we are, huh?
Guy opens his bottle of liquor, and they sit together and start drinking as if they are slowly developing an emotional feeling. However, the building is empty and silent, and the electricity in our building is disrupted due to lightning. While entering Saturday, both draw pictures of the other party as a game. In the meantime, Guy admits he lied about not seeing her in this building. He says he saw her several times in the lobby and told himself that she is really a good person and beautiful. He is expressing his feelings to her.
She's very pretty.
Both show each other the pictures they drew of each other. Since Jennifer liked his design, she took a picture of the painting and said that after this incident, she wanted to put it as her profile picture. They talk about food and take selfies together. Then, they decide to share their sex experiences while recording a video. Jennifer says that the worst place she ever had sex was in the library during college at the suggestion of her boyfriend. Still, Guy says he has no interesting story compared to her story. However, a memory of his sex experience with a girl says that it happened in the car, and these conversations gradually make Guy ask her for a kiss. It seems that she also wants to sleep with him, and after Guy senses this, he approaches her and kisses her, and they sleep together. After that, while getting dressed, Jennifer admits that until the day before, she was looking to get back into her relationship with her fiancé. But now, anyway, she believes that she still wants to do the same thing. She explains to him that she remembers their relationship as a nice and wonderful moment, nothing more, because she still believes she loves her fiancé. Guy tries to make her understand that what happened between them was a real connection. However, Jennifer still insists on her commitment to her relationship. She considers their sleeping together as just an unexpected desire. She says there was not much between them and that they only knew each other for one day, while her previous relationship has a long history. Guy believes that he does not deserve her. At the same time, she does not accept this. She asks him to look at their relationship as a good memory, so she tells him that everyone should follow their own path in life as soon as they leave here. Her words make Guy sad, and then, to her surprise, he admits that he is not an accountant and his name is not even Guy. He says that he watched her every day he came to work.
What are you talking about?
My name isn't Guy.
He shows her a video proving that he was just a security guard in that building, and it seems he dragged her here with a plan. Guy looks like a psychopath, says that everything he's done so far was because of the two of them, and takes a key from his pocket and restarts the elevator. It turns out that he was the one who deliberately stopped the elevator all this time. Jennifer is confused and realizes that she has been tricked, so she angrily calls him a kidnapper and says that she will report this to the police when she gets out. Guy holds the elevator, and Jennifer tries to start it again. Still, he prevents her. In the meantime, Jennifer's foot kick causes the key to break and the elevator stops. She has now lost the only key that provided his freedom, so she angrily hits him, and suddenly, he is knocked unconscious by the blows she gives him with her shoe. While thinking that she might have killed him, Guy wakes up and knocks Jennifer's head on the ground. Then, after a few hours, when Jennifer regains consciousness, she sees Guy in front of her, who claims that not only did he get what he wanted, but they experienced a perfect relationship. He admits that there are no other guards in the building, and all he did was to prepare the conditions.
You fucking kidnapped me.
He gets angry that Jennifer calls him a kidnapper and, like a person with a mental health condition, angrily blames Jennifer. He opens Jennifer's gift, which she bought for her fiancé, and wears the shirt that Jennifer was supposed to give him as a gift. After that, Guy shouts and asks her to open his gift. While trembling with fear, she opens it, and it turns out that inside the box is a cigarette with the belongings that Guy bought for her. He lights it and even mockingly forces her to smoke. After a while, he admits that when he gets angry, he loses his control. He then points to the elevator screen, which shows a couple on an island, and promises her that he will take her there. Guy breaks the lighting glass inside the elevator, and it turns on. He checks the ceiling, and after a few hits, he removes one of the ceiling frames of the elevator. Jennifer will be happy, and Guy asks her to help him, but she says she had better go up. Guy isn't sure if she'll help him after she's rescued. Still, she insists that after all she's been through, she wants to get out of there and doesn't care about anything else. She promises that after leaving here, she will not only help him but also not tell the police anything, and in any way possible, she will get Guy's consent to go up there. Jennifer climbs up there with his help, and Guy shows her the way out. Now that she is sure of saving herself, she plans to leave Guy there. She starts to climb the ladder to reach the exit of the other floor. On the other hand, Guy is very angry that Jennifer left him and tries to make a rope with his clothes to get out. While Jennifer is getting closer and closer to the exit, Guy somehow manages to pull himself up and immediately starts chasing her. While Jennifer makes her way to the exit, she sees him near her. Hence, she forcefully opens a little of the door and calls for help. But after a few seconds, Guy, who finds it difficult to reach her, decides to pull her down with himself, and they both fall. Hours later, while he is unconscious on the ground, Jennifer wakes up and notices the fire alarm sensor. In this case, she decides to make smoke with cigarettes and fire. On the other hand, he wakes up confused, and she kicks him in the face and ties his hands and feet. At this moment, the fire extinguishing system is activated, and it seems that Jennifer plans to save herself from the hole in the ceiling by filling the elevator space with water and swimming. She decides to take revenge on Guy by cutting off his down. Sometime later, it turns out that she stopped hurting him, and on the other hand, her plan to get out of the elevator failed. Jennifer places Guy in front of the camera with his phone while tying his hands and feet and asks him to confess all his evil intentions and deeds. It turns out that Guy's real name was John Dickens, who worked as a security guard in this building. He admits that he locked her in the elevator according to the previous plan because he wanted her full attention. He explained his past to Jennifer and said he used to be in a position where every girl wanted to be with him. Guy admits that the story he told about that girl before was true. He says that after that incident and sleeping with that girl, his drunkenness caused him to crash while driving, and that girl was killed horribly. Guy says that he survived this incident, although he was imprisoned for 6 months, and since he was not given a job after that, He was forced to work as a guard in this building. He tells her that he wants to return to his true self and that he has fallen in love with Jennifer ever since he saw her, and he reveals the truth to her. Jennifer's only reaction is crying. After that, Guy's colleague Eddie sneaks his girlfriend Ruby into the company against her will to have fun with her. But when he enters, he sees that Guy is not at his post, so he starts searching, and sees that even his uniform is inside the closet. He calls him, but Guy's phone doesn't have an antenna. After that, he looks at the cameras and realizes that 2 people are inside the elevator. He tries to call them with the loudspeaker and announce his presence. Jennifer wakes up and asks for help. Guy realizes he is his colleague Eddie. Eddie immediately goes to help them, opens the elevator door with a lever, and sees Jennifer asking for help. Without Eddie noticing, Guy knocks Jennifer unconscious with a blow to the head and asks Eddie to give him the elevator key. He says that the key doesn't work and asks him to come inside for help, but as soon as Eddie enters, with only half of his body in the elevator, Guy activates it and kills Eddie brutally and horribly. After that, he knocks Jennifer unconscious with a blow to the head and throws her into the trunk of her car, then throws his colleague Eddie's body down into the elevator shaft. Guy throws away his clothes and starts cleaning himself in the bathroom. After putting on his uniform, he goes to the lobby and deletes all the folders from the last few days so as not to leave traces of his crimes. A little later, he notices Ruby's presence and brutally kills her and throws her body down into the elevator shaft like Eddie. Then he leaves the company by car, and while leaving Jennifer in the car's trunk, he takes her to an abandoned place. He pours gasoline into a tank and seems to be planning to burn her. When he opens the trunk, he sees that Jennifer is not breathing, and he thinks that she is dead. But a few moments later, it turns out that she is alive, and she hits him in the face with a gallon. She quickly gets into her car and runs away, but after a little concentration, she decides to return and finish him off. She quickly reverses gear and sends Guy into the same tank where he poured gasoline with a decisive blow. She gets out of the car and lights the cigarette, the same gift Guy bought for her, and at the movie's end, she takes her revenge by burning him. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.